Welcome to the Renaissance, episode 217.
Oh, yeah.
Raymond of Virginia.
Yeah. You want to ask me how I'm doing?
How are you this week? What's news in the Harris clan?
I don't know about news, but it's a dog eat dog world, and I'm wearing milk bone underwear. So that is from Norm from Cheers. So yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
George Wentz.
Yes. So no, love that man. He, as you can tell, in many ways, he was my role model. What I aspire to be. Yeah. So no, it was sad because I loved him. Anyway.
What's up, Norm? My nipples. It's chilly outside. It's the only Norm line I ever remember. Yeah, I loved Cheers growing up.
Yeah.
Watched it a lot.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved Norm. Loved Cliffy Clavin.
Yeah.
It's a little known fact there, Normie, that the average weight of the polar bear is 23.7 tons. Love Cliffy.
Yeah.
Cliffy Clavin.
Yeah. Oh, just to be able to do that.
Great characters. Yeah. And was it Carla?
Yeah, the mean bar wench, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito's wife.
Yes.
In real life,
Yes.
whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, great cast and Coach,
And
then Woody when he came in.
he went so far.
All of the
Yeah.
extra characters, they were great. It was a great show.
And Frasier.
Lovable.
Yes.
Lovable. Yeah, Frasier and Lilith.
Yes.
Great characters they had.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Well, back to Antioch, Ray.
Yeah.
Seeing as you did prepare for the right show eventually this week.
Well, I like to keep you on your toes. I am prepared always, just sometimes not for the right show. I mean, if you're going to, hold me to it, fine. But whatever.
Did we not discuss last week what we were going to do this week?
So much.
Or did you just not pay attention?
So much has happened in my life since we had that conversation.
Really? What? Gummies, walk the dog. Gummies, walk the dog. Gummies, walk the dog.
Sometimes at the same time. And I've most of the time, found my way back home. I'm very proud of that. If it wasn't for the dog, I wouldn't be here. No, just, a lot goes on in your life because you're so full, just accomplishing things, your goals, other people's goals. It just slipped my mind.
You have goals?
I have goals given to me by other people. Go ahead.
So, in our last episode,
Yes.
the Battle of Antioch was completed. Bohemian pulled off some Sun Tzu level masterclass manipulation.
Yeah, he did.
We had fake visions. We had a rusty lance.
Says
we
you.
had divine ass kickings.
Says you they're fake. Go ahead. Sorry.
And then we said there was a typhoid epidemic. Well, we don't really know what it was. There was a plague of some sort that ran through Antioch.
Probably herpes.
Historians don't know for sure.
Right.
Some of them think it might have been typhoid, could have been something else. And we mentioned that the Bishop Adamar, the Pope's legate, is dead. And he was really the spiritual leadership and the guy stopping these princes from killing each other, really.
Right. He was the belt buckle.
And he's gone now. So now it's on for young and old when it comes to the princes in the First Crusade vying for ultimate authority. Who's going to lead the crusade? Who's like the ultimate guy? Plus, who gets the city of Antioch and any other cities they come up and manage to conquer in their journey?
Yeah.
There's no real spiritual guidance now, or there's no one representing the Pope.
Right.
Who at the end of the day they all supposedly bow down to. Most of them, except Raymond, have sworn an oath of allegiance to the Byzantine Emperor Alexius, but where's he?
Yeah.
Where's he when you need him?
Just like God. He's not here.
It's like Jesus. Right. Yeah. He's not here when you need him. Yeah.
Yeah.
We both went to exactly the same place then.
Well, I think we can agree that they've been very Christian-y in their behavior towards the locals up until now. But now that the bishop is not there, whoa, Nelly, who knows what could happen at this point?
Oh, but the next couple of episodes, we're going to have cannibalism. We're going to have torching of towns. We're going to have...
Right. Christian cannibalism, I think you'll find. So it's okay in my book.
Is that when you eat Christians or when the Christians do the cannibalizing?
Well, that's when you pray over your meal. You thank God for your meal, and then you eat your fellow brother. I think. Well, I don't know. We'll get to it. We'll find out. I don't know.
We got a lot of good stuff coming up. But yeah, so Bohemond. So when the plague broke out, the first thing that good leaders always do when there's a crisis, certainly I've learned this over the years, is you run away. The first thing you do when you're a leader is get the fuck out of the trouble zone.
This is between y'all. Stay here. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Every man for himself, said the religious leaders of the crusade.
Exactly.
The princes fucked off
out
of Antioch. They went into the countryside to get away from the plague.
Right.
And just left the civilians that were following them and the soldiers and the troops. Listen.
Yeah.
We have a pandemic strategy. Unlike the entire world in 2020, we actually have a pandemic strategy. You want to hear the strategy, Ray? I got a strategy. Okay. It's a great strategy. It's a big, beautiful strategy. You got to love this strategy.
I want to hear it. Can you keep it under 3 hours? Because I got a thing. If you could squeeze it in.
I can keep it under 3 seconds.
Okay.
You stay here. I'm out. That's my strategy.
Do you want me to keep an eye on the disease? Anyway, okay, I got your boss. Thanks.
Sure.
Thanks.
For as long as you survive, you keep an eye on things
I'll keep
here.
a diary.
I'm going to go somewhere a lot fucking safer.
Right.
Let me tell
and look
you.
for some me, right?
This is why I brought you along.
So I'm kind of in charge now.
You can look at it that way if that helps. Yeah.
I'm number 2.
You're in charge of the dying business.
Right. Okay.
I'm in charge. So it's division of authority. You're in charge of getting sick and dying. Right. I'm in charge of staying alive.
Okay. No,
that's how we're going to divide this up now.
No, I remember that question in the interview quite distinctly. And just one follow up. So as soon as are you prepared
to take things up your keister?
Exactly.
Because you're the queister.
2 things. That's right. So as soon as the illness is gone, then what happens to me?
Then you let me know.
Okay.
When the illness is gone, if you're still alive,
right.
Praise be,
right.
You let me know, and I will come and take over.
God bless you, sweet master. That's all I wanted to say.
This is how Jesus wants it.
Yeah.
This is specifically what he's looking for in the people to lead his crusade, is people who know when to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Wisdom.
And when to come back and take the credit.
Exactly. So they fuck off.
So Bohemond went to Cilicia, sort of northwest Turkey. They're all still in Turkey at the point, Antioch in Turkey. Sort of around the Mediterranean, to a garrison left there by Tancred in order to officially integrate it into what he's quite sure is now his new empire of Antioch, the Antiochian Empire. It doesn't officially
There's not a sign yet.
Fully signed over.
Right.
No.
But it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Godfrey
went
northeast to take control of the fortresses at Turbessel and Ravendell, which his brother Baldwin handed over to him for temporary measures. He was jealous of both his brother and Boho. And he wanted bases close to Antioch. Historians think that maybe he had a deal with his brother Alec Baldwin where he would give them back. Look, if we do leave Antioch and go to Jerusalem, you can have these back. But for now, I need something. Big brother needs something.
To call my own. So if I do get a bigger, better deal, I'll give this back to you. But if not, I'm the Lord Master. Because, I got to be able to show my face. And I have to have my own town. At least one, if not two towns. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
And if shit goes down with Boho,
then we've got...
I need a base. I need some troops. So help a brother out. And literally, I am your brother. So help me out.
That's what family's for. Yes.
In September of 1090, we're still in 1098, by the way. This is all like June, July, 1098. By September of 1098, the pandemic, the epidemic, the plague, whatever you want to call it, abated, and the princes were able to return to Antioch.
Oh, good. You okay? Did it freeze up?
I'm pausing so you can talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So so September, God does intervene. It calms down. The princes come back. And on September 11th, they meet to write a letter to the Pope, Pope Urban, to tell him, one, we got good news, the capture of Antioch. Slightly less good news, your man, your representative, is now with God. I think the letter started something like, Dear PU, Pope Urban, good news, we took Antioch. Bad news, your chosen rep is dead. So it was a mixed letter, but the point is, we are now leaderless spiritually. We've got a great idea. Why don't you, Pope? Now, I know we just finished an epidemic, and that sounds bad, but if you yourself want to come here and be our holy guide, we'd fucking love it. Fucking love it. It'd be awesome. So we think that would be great. So we'll wait for you at Antioch until we hear from you. Oh, Lord, thank you very much. So again, they're letting the East is letting the West know what's going on, and a position is ready to be filled at this point.
And they said, by the way, this church was founded by St. Peter. You are St. Peter's heir.
Ergo.
You should really come and check it out.
Yeah,
You know, this is part of your domain.
Postcards.
You should come and re-anoint the place.
Yes.
Ignoring the fact that the Orthodox Patriarch John had already been running the place and was still around.
Right.
You know, I've mentioned before, the great schism between the East and the West Church had officially occurred in 1054, sort of 44 years earlier, but hadn't really caught on yet.
Yeah.
So, you know, down in Antioch, they had all kind of still been getting along, but the Crusaders don't like the Orthodox Church. They don't trust the Byzantines at all, whether it's Alexius or the Byzantine Christians that are part of his empire. So they were like, hey, why don't we just turn this into a Latin Catholic church instead? Fuck that guy. What's he done for me lately? But they probably realized the Pope wasn't going to come. They probably realized at this point that the Emperor wasn't going to come.
Yeah.
Imagine you're the Pope. You get this letter. Hey, we just had this massive plague. Everyone died, but you should come.
Please come as quickly as you possibly can. Fuck that, because I imagine this Pope is not young. And an illness, whatever it was, is the last thing that he needs.
They're like, listen, is the trip here going to be dangerous? Yes. Are there lots of pissed off Muslims roaming around? Yeah, absolutely. Fuck yes. Everywhere, probably wanting revenge.
Yeah.
Did we just have a massive plague where everyone died? Yeah, we did. Are we all starving to death?
Definitely.
Yep. So really come. It's great. You're going to love it. Great vacation.
Right. We all got 6-packs now. Look at that. Yeah. It's called starvation. Sorry, go ahead.
The Pope was about 63.
Yeah. Near the end.
At this point, he had been Pope for 10 years.
Right.
And, you know, this is his campaign. This is his crusade.
Yeah.
You know, he preached the crusade. He's like, fucking go. You go. Delegation, division of labor.
Yeah.
You go.
I'll
and take the arrows for the Lord.
Right. Are these metaphorical arrows? No. Okay.
No.
Sorry.
No, they're not. No, they're real.
Sorry.
Well, you'll find out, I guess. Sorry. And I'm going to sit here and just hang.
Do Pope shit.
In my palace.
Right.
Yeah.
My Pope mobile.
You go.
Yeah.
You go and do this shit for me.
Right.
But
and I'll stay here and appreciate.
I told you, remission of all sins, right?
Yeah. You got to do that.
Remission.
To wipe it clean. You know, wax on, wax off. You got to do it. And let's face it, y'all got some fucking sins. You know what I'm saying? I hear things. So thank you, but no thank you.
And if you didn't before this, you have
now. Yeah.
He did die about a year later, the Pope, so, you know,
it didn't
really matter.
Yeah, good point.
But they seem to be hoping that the Pope will send another legate. You can't write to the Pope and go, hey, send another guy. We killed the last one, or the last one dropped dead. Send us another one. You have to go, hey, why don't you come down? So then it's his decision to go, you know what? I think I'll just send another guy.
Right, we need a backup. Yeah.
Now, the typhoid epidemic, we don't know how many people died. Albert of Aachen wrote in his account of it, he wasn't an eyewitness. He's writing years later based on what he'd heard, but he wrote, a very great and countless multitude died.
That's a shit ton.
He says that for 6 months, scarcely a day dawned, but 100 or 50 or 30 at least gave up the ghost, as many nobles as lesser people. He says over 100,000 people were laid waste without a weapon being wielded, but historians think those numbers are probably bullshit, probably inflated. The entire population of the city before the siege was probably somewhere between 25 and 50,000 people.
Right.
Estimates vary. Even with all the Crusaders, the local civilians, the refugees, it's unlikely that the population would have hit 100,000 people at any given time.
Yeah.
The crusade at its height, this crusade, the first crusade, might have involved 60 to 100,000 people in total. So by the time they took Antioch, after the disaster in Anatolia and starvation and people abandoning the cause, there's probably 20 to 30,000 people involved in the crusade, plus the surviving inhabitants of Antioch, which we don't know how many they were because they were all massacred, etc., etc.
Yes.
Modern historians tend to suggest that the death toll at Antioch was massive, but more likely in the tens of thousands, not 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 10 to 20,000 people dead, including crusaders and civilians. And that's for the whole period, from the siege and the counter-siege and the pandemic or epidemic, starvation.
Yeah.
But still, like,
it was enough.
You imagine if you've... Yeah, let's say there's 50,000 people in the city.
Right.
And 20,000 of them died.
I got to go. I left the light on. Good luck with all that. No, it was enough to scare these nobles to get the fuck out of Dodge. So it was enough.
But just imagine, like, the amount of bring out your dead, bring out your dead. I'm not dead. You will be. Shut up. And all of that kind of stuff going on. Like, it's you gotta bury these people.
Yeah.
It's and anyway.
Well, here's the bad news for all the deaths between war and this disease, whatever it is. There's still not enough food. They're still short of food. So, and again, when you have battle, war, people tend to not harvest crops because they're too busy fighting or running away. And so they're still short of food. It's time for the nobles to do something. So the nobles are going to grab some trustworthy men and they're going to head out and they're going to do what Christ would want them to do, steal from others. So yeah, it's time to, one, get the hell out of Dodge, and two, go get us some extra food because we are still in desperate need of it.
So there's a town called Azaz, which was on the road from Turbessel to Antioch.
Yeah.
The emir of Azaz was a guy called Omar, who was revolting against his overlord, our old friend Ridwan of Aleppo.
Yeah.
You know, just basically some beef. We know a lot of these Muslim leaders had beefs with each other, and there was a lot of competition between them. And Ridwan was marching with about 30,000 troops to pull Omar into line.
Right.
Now, one of Omar's generals had captured and fallen in love with the widow of a crusader.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fucked up, beautifully romantic story, which reminds me a bit of Shakespeare's Richard III, but it should be a great Hollywood movie.
Well,
you don't see enough rom-coms
where
the woman has, her husband's been murdered, she's been taken prisoner, and then she and her captor fall in love. I mean, I think that should be the basis of every rom-com myself.
You've kind of, you've teed me up beautifully. I want to thank you, but I've covered this very story in my new book coming out, Prisoner of Lust, Prisoner of Love. First, he kidnapped her, and I'm sure he raped her a couple of times, but then in between the rapings, he's looking at her going, I don't know, there's something special about this one. I think I'll be the only one that rapes this one. That's love. And so,
and her?
And
she was like, right? You just murdered my husband in front of me. Actually, it reminds me of Rashomon. You ever seen Rashomon?
Why is it
Kurosawa film?
No, it sounds familiar.
Famous Kurosawa film that I watched recently, but it's basically the setup for that is a bandit stumbles across a husband and wife on a road and basically captures the husband, rapes the wife, And then she says, hey, listen, kill my husband and we can run off together.
That's right.
Kind of thing.
Clearly-
But there's 3 different versions. Actually, there's 4 different versions of telling of the story in the film, and they all are completely different about
Damn.
what happened and how she reacted and how he reacted and the whole thing. But yeah.
Love's complex. Can I just ask you
Anyway,
a quick question? I was going to give my book another title, but it's not as catchy. Men ride camels, women ride horses. You know, Mars and Venus. I wasn't sure, but I think the Prisoner of Lust, Prisoner of Love might have more marketing potential. I don't know. You tell me. You're the marketer. The marketeer.
Men ride camels, women have camel toe. You could go with that.
Okay. Well, that's better than anything I've come up with. Please continue. I'm sorry.
Albert of Aachen, again, tells the story this way. One day, a certain Folbert, an outstanding knight from the castle at Bouillon, fell into the hands of Turkish raiders while he was making the journey to Odessa with his wife, who was of graceful appearance. Yeah. And the other brothers. He was overcome there and beheaded with the rest after putting up no great resistance. His wife, because she was greatly pleasing to their eyes on account of her beautiful face, was taken prisoner and led away into the fortress of Azaz. The prince and lord of the fortress ordered her to be treated honourably while he found out if she might be worth some great sum of money and ransom.
Mm-hmm.
Not long after, a renowned Turkish knight who had come to the lord of the fortress of Azaz as a mercenary saw Folbert's wife and was inflamed with excessive love and eager desire, and he entreated the lord of the fortress very earnestly for her, asking that he might be rewarded by receiving her in marriage as the lord's gift in place of wages. This was done.
Damn. Okay, love is love. I don't care where you find it, in the desert, whatever. Love is love.
In a prison.
Yeah, prison love. Prison love.
Harem.
Oh, I love prison love.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's the title of your next book. Prison Love by Ray Harris Jr.
Where were we? Sorry. Yes.
Could be a good sort of James Brown-esque funk tune.
There we go.
Get up, dun, 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 get up, get up, a prison love. Don't bend over. In the shower. Get the prison love. Oh, dun, 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 dun.
God.